So, it is Wednesday, which means it's time for a little work in progress Wednesday. For those of you who don't know who I am Aradia. I am the resident witch and creatrix over at Aradia's Hand and Danae's Divine, where I create myth, magic, and meaning for your everyday life through art, intuition, and energy work. And on Wednesdays, I like to talk about what's in progress. I also do a little bit of a check-in for whatever intentions that I set on Monday. If I did, in fact, set intentions on Monday. Sometimes I don't. I did this week, though. Yay! So I'm going to be looking back and forth between here and my notes, so bear with me. Alright, I want to make this really quick. It's late. Normally I try to have these videos up sooner. That's not what's happening tonight. Hair's a mess. Don't care. Got my cool hat on, though. Yeah. So, there's that. I straightened my hair. That's why it's a mess. Oh, let's see. Alright. Okay. Yeah. So, just a little quick review. The Work in Progress Wednesday is a holdover from the Fiverr community. A lot of artists like to share what they've been working on, and when you work on stuff that is very labor intensive and it's going to take a while, sometimes sharing things, day by day, you don't see much headway made. Whereas if you see, a couple days or a week's worth of work done, it looks like you can see a bigger difference. So one of the reasons that Work in Progress Wednesday got started was, to share progress. And I like to share progress on a weekly basis because then you can actually see progress, as long as I've been diligently working, which is maybe not so much lately. And for me as an artist, I like to see the behind the scenes. I like to see things take form and take shape. That's part of why I create, is so that I can experience that myself and then share it with other people. So, the check-in for the week is, alright, I've been working on the repricing. I have been working diligently on all these little pieces. I have a giant stack. I keep making mistakes. Mostly it's, I used a tool, or there was some part of my overhead that I forgot. Then I realized it later when I see it written down somewhere else, because all of my notes are in various stages. Like, some of them are very, very complete, and some of them are not. Actually made a bracelet the other day, and I had the project sheet made for it, and there was nothing on it at all. Nothing. So I had to go and find a picture of it, because I didn't want to go find the bracelet specifically. I had to go find a picture of it to make a schematic of, the design and everything like that, and it was a lot. So there's that. And that's one of the reasons it's taking a lot. The other thing is I've got all these notes. So normally I had just the one piece of paper, which was the notes and everything on the front, and then my pricing and my supply and overhead notes on the back. And then I added to it, now I've got this one, which is a product page from a class, Pay Yourself, and it's got a lot of the same stuff on it. It just has some extra bits of information, and it's set up a little different. So I also have stuff there too. So, and I make lots and lots of notes, and there's little notes all over this page elsewhere too. So there's that. Anyway, I've got to update all the notes. Some of it is hard to read, some of it's incomplete, some of it I just left things off. And so I'm trying to make everything uniform, and that's kind of the whole point of why I'm doing this. Not only am I repricing, I'm also updating my notes and making sure I have something for everything, and updating the things that need to be updated and whatnot. Pardon me, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. So tired. So there's that. That math is making me tired too, like seriously. I have had to fix a couple things because I've left them out, or I put the wrong number in the wrong place. I'm like, oh my god, why? And that's just been a giant pain in the butt. And I just realized this also is missing some stuff. Hashtag, are you serious? So yay, joy. And that's what happens is I will use something one time and not use it another time, and that can throw things off majorly, and I want everything to look consistent, so everything's got to be done the same way. And, you know, as you go along, you kind of hone your practice. And that's important because, you know, the practice of making evolves over time. You know, you get better at some things, you decide not to do other things, all that stuff. So there's that. I'm also trying to work on my posture. I'm not doing a real good job of it. Long and short of it, it's taking way longer than I expected. And I guess I don't know how fast I thought this was gonna go, but I tell you what, I thought it was gonna go faster than it's going. That's for damn sure. And I still have so many. Like, I've got like 135 things total. There's a couple things that I'm going to merge together. Like, I have some sets where it's earrings and a bracelet, or earrings, ring, and a bracelet, or a necklace and whatever. And I'm going to merge those together, so that's going to cut down some of them, but only, it's like 5 or 6 of those things that are like that. So there's that. And I think I have things that have an initial version and an upgraded version, so I'll make sure that all those, I think all those are together there already. So let's see. And the big goal with that is I just want it done before the end of the year. I want to go into 2020 with ready to be more profitable, which means this is done. I won't be worrying about, hey, is these things priced consistently? Are they priced in a way that reflects my brand and what I'd like it to be and what I'm, you know, trying to work towards and stuff like that. And it's just a lot. It's a lot to do. It really is. So, you know. I have not set up my bujo still. Mostly worried about the math. I've gotten up to date with, like, today in my planner. I haven't set up the week yet. And I know we're like halfway through the week, so there's a part of me that's like, just give up and don't bother setting up the week and just, you know, do it as you go. And I'm like, yeah, that's extra time. You should get it set up. And then as soon as the week is done, I can get the month done. When the month is done, I can get the rest of the season done. And when the season's done, I can get the next season done. You know, that's the goal. Whether that'll happen or not, totally different matter. I'm going to make a valiant attempt, though. I really am. But this pricing is way more important than pretty much any and everything else, as far as work goes, which is why I'm letting all other stuff take a back burner. So while I would love to get back to blogging and writing and newsletters and listing, I think what I really need to do is put everything on hold and basically take December off and just math until I never want to math again. And it's really what needs to happen. After that, though, I've got the doll crochet along. I haven't touched it in a couple days. I meant to take pictures of it, and I didn't. So that's kind of dragging that out. I did this when I did the sweater, where I started documenting parts, like obvious parts of it. So like when you go into the sleeves, that's an obvious part. When you're talking about the edging, that's an obvious part. When you're talking about the body of the sweater, you know, or the cables or this, that, those are obvious parts. Well, a doll also has obvious parts, right? There's the start and the end, of course, but also the doll has parts, the head and the arms and the body and the hair and the outfit and shoes. So I want to make sure that I have like all of those documented separately, basically, so like at the end of it you can just kind of see everything come together, right? That's the whole purpose, is to I basically want to be able to almost like do this weird little you know, stop motion movie almost of all the pieces just coming together, which I might do that with the pictures I've got. I'll look it over and see what I got. I think that what I need to do that is I just need to make sure I position everything in about the same way, right? Yeah, I've done it a couple of times before. It's fun. Just don't do it very often. That might be a new thing that I do, because it's fun. I love stop motion. It's so fun. And since I'm taking a billion pictures anyway, why not? See, this is what happens. I get ideas when I'm like supposed to be doing something else. Damn The other thing is, because I wasn't able to work on that tonight, because I didn't do the pictures like I meant to, I had to go and work on something else for my project time, so I worked on this shrug that, incidentally, is this color. I worked on this shrug that I want to get done, and I haven't touched it. And right now, it's really simple knitting, so it's easy enough to do without having to like think too hard. So that's good. Yeah. So speaking of what I'm working on, the doll. It's the main focus, really. I mean, the main focus is all this math, but as far as projects go, like art projects, the doll is the main focus. And then I've got I've got a cart full of projects. I think there's 7 on there, 8 if you count the doll. There's only supposed to be 5. There's totally more than 5 there. Everything else is on hold. It's in hibernation until I get this doll done. And then after the doll is the shrug. And the shrug might get done first. They're actually incidentally both going to be gifts, so I don't want to wait too long, because one, I might be able to deliver in person, and if I can, I'd like to, and that also means, you know, getting done on time, like before the holidays, so there's that. And as far as what's left, I'm 2/3, 3/4 of the way through the head. I'm to the point where you need to stuff it, and then you finish the head off for like right now, before it gets attached to the body and all that, and hair gets put on and all that nonsense. So then I've got the arms, legs, body, the outfit, which includes, you know, a dress, and a few accessories, and then the hair. I think the hair's last. That's gonna be a doozy. It's gonna be my first doll, so I'm really excited. I have made amigurumi before, but I have not made like a people-ish doll. So this will be cool. Have a people-ish doll. And with the shrug, it's just knit. It's just knit, and then seam the sweaters, and that's it. That's it. So I think I covered everything. I don't know. I'm a little gobbledygook frazzled. Now, as far as how I feel about them, I'm really excited about both of them. I'm really excited about having them done. I think that's like my go-to for excitement is, I'm so happy to have this done, so now I can do something else. Yeah, pretty much. I don't like things being unfinished, but I do have an awful lot of things that are unfinished, because I have to be in the mood to work on something, right? It also has to be like a good time. Like, this is a bad time for me to work on the doll head, right? Because it's not even because it's dark, but because I haven't taken pictures yet, right? Of the update and where it was. So there's that. Yeah, pretty much. So, if you're curious to see where I am in these projects, you can scroll down into the post below. I've got a picture of the latest doll head picture I took, and actually a picture that I posted on my Instagram tonight of part of the shrug. And right now it's just a rectangle, so you can't see all of it, but you're not missing anything. It's just a fucking rectangle, really. I will tell you, spoiler alert, there's my tablet's in the background, and it's got my app open that I keep track of my time with, and the time for that is actually the wrong time. It's that timing was for another project, because I accidentally opened it to that project instead of the project that it actually was. So there's about like an hour more time that I've already spent on that, versus what you see in the picture. And I realized it after. I was like, oh shit, whatever. Hopefully nobody will notice, right? So yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube and you scroll below at the top of the description, I'm going to put a link so you can go over to Patreon so you can see the pictures. And remember that for December, what I'm doing, I've altered my experiment before. So now what we're doing is all of my weekly videos will be public, and all of my monthly videos will be Patreon or patron only. And then I also added something else in. I added some daily videos, because I decided to put the card of the day up on my Patreon. Those are public, and those will remain public. I was having some trouble sharing from Instagram to Facebook, to the point where it's not sharing where I want it to, and so I'm considering discontinuing the card of the day on Instagram and just putting it on my Patreon, and then whatever. But I don't know. I haven't decided yet. If you have thoughts, you should let me know. I'd love to hear them. Because yeah, I use tags and I have a nice little following going with it. It's just not being able to share it where I want to in the way that I was sharing it before and the way I like to is really annoying. Whereas I can share the Patreon, I can just share the link wherever the hell I want, without having to, like, you know, schedule a bunch of posts, if you will. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Chime in. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Tomorrow's project time, I think. I'm pretty sure it's project time. Normally, I would have put up a project time poll post on Sunday. That didn't happen. So I'm probably just going to pick a project. It's very likely going to either be the shrug that I'm working on, because deadlines, or it's going to be the doll. And the doll is going to depend on whether I can get pictures, if I can get the picture done tomorrow, I will. Now, I don't know what's going to happen, because tomorrow I have to do a bunch of cleaning. It's a weekend off. I'm going to try and actually take the weekend off and try to relax. And so it definitely means I don't want to be cleaning or doing anything like that on the weekend, which means I have to do it all tomorrow, because I maybe have procrastinated. Maybe. Because I want to start my weekend on Friday. Yeah. So, we'll see. We'll see. Back to my Merlin marathon and more math. So, thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of my YouTube channel. Thanks for being a patron or just following me on Patreon like a stalker. Thanks. Remember that if you like this video, you can push like, you can press subscribe if you're on YouTube, and I would love to welcome you over to my Patreon, and you can get awesome other content that doesn't get shared anywhere else. So there's that. And then you get it delivered into your inbox, so you won't miss it. You don't have to, like, remember to come back to a website or remember to do things. You can check your email, which I feel like is a little easier to do, right? Yeah, I think so. That being said, I appreciate you being here, and I look forward to doing a little project time. I haven't done project time, I feel like, in a couple of weeks. So it'll be nice to just sit and do project time. And, you know, yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. Toodles!